Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, everybody, Harmonic traders around the world. Welcome to Tuesday. Way to go. We made it. Now let's get it. Excellent. Thank you. There's our risk disclaimer. Get that out of the way, and let's get right to business. So yesterday we got into crypto exclusively. Check out yesterday, please. Quick shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome. More people piling in. Really great. I appreciate everybody that's been posting harmonic pattern collection charts, posting in the Discord. So again, really got great things happening. And talking about great things happening, natural gas, energy, how are we doing? How is it going, everybody? Natural gas, folks, that's the market of the day. And this is absolutely the prime example of major situations taking more time, but they're real clear. Nothing about this that has had us concerned at all. And if anything, natural gas was just waiting to rock. And that's what we're doing now. I expect we're clicking above 6. I expect us to make a run at 7 very soon, if not within this week. Natural gas is already launching. It's set up the big thrust. As we know, this is our deal with natural gas. We have to go all the way back to, say, even a monthly time frame to have perspective on how far this potentially can run. And the fact that, I mentioned this last week, nat gas is a slow mover, can be a thin market at times depending on the year, but these long-term dynamics are undeniable. This is a massive cyclical monthly breakout about to rocket, and for our purposes, nothing stops this. Nothing stops natural gas, and I want to target $15. Forget everything else. I'm not worried about it. Understand it's going to take a 2-3 year move. We're at $6. It's already doubled or almost tripled from where we started this, and now we're getting acceleration. Phases of the market. Really classic, something everyone needs to understand. Phases of accumulation, distribution, consolidation. Natural gas coming out of a long-term 10-year consolidation phase that started really at this initial low going back to 2009 and then just busted out. That's your true range. Going from 250 up to 650, you get above 650, you're gone. New price discovery. One moment. Thanks. So this is the big play. We want to position ourselves accordingly. The two instruments that I have been really pounding the table on. Of course, the Boyle. This is our massive speculative vehicle to play the acceleration. So Boyle, it's one of these that the front month of the contract has to run to get movement in this unique ETF. And check it out. We've been talking about Boyle on the daily since that Gartley, running into a couple of patterns, but look, even in a type 1 strong move, target 2 looks like the number at $78. So want to absolutely keep an eye on this acceleration. We're breaking out. 65.60 was the first stop off that Gartley. Strong, straight on through. Breakout, continuation, keep going. But we've been talking about this since the hop at 34.45. You folks know I have a position. And continue to. And I'm not holding Sorry, I'm not selling. I'm not selling. Not selling. I'm not selling energy. I'm not selling oil. I'm not selling natural gas. I'm adding. I continue to add to these. And I will. Because once we get above these levels, major patterns at our back, this thing will go into price discovery. Again, monthly chart is everything for oil. No, maybe the weekly for oil. For the spot price for nat gas, it's certainly monthly. There's your weekly. And again, once you get above 97, $100, folks, we're talking this thing goes to 250. Let's go, I'll say 165 for now. I've had some very big targets on this real crappy vehicle. This is a crappy vehicle. It's a couple 100,000 shares traded. It needs nat gas to move. Why would I even be here? Natural gas hasn't moved in 10 years because of the dynamics that are going on behind nat gas. Look at UNG. For those that want a little bit better vehicle, smoother vehicle, UNG. You're showing an alternate bat right now, but I'm not worried about that. Why? Because it's rather small compared to this massive crab that you're reversing from. UNG target 1 56.90. That's when nat gas gets to $10. That's how you get to 57. Natural gas goes to 10. Say it to yourself. Let's say it together. Natural gas is going to $10. UNG will go to target 1. Maybe we hit a little bump consolidation, but believe me, you break out above that alternate bat, above that hop level, goodbye. You go from 24.25 straight to 65. Can't screw around on this stuff. It's major. The energy dynamics, don't think for a second just because this market has moved a lot that you're near a top. No. You're near an acceleration point. What's going on, chat? We got more and more people piling in. Great to see. David, Crypto Clan, what's going on? Bando, J Togs, Rodney. J Togs, yeah, I'll pull up AMC. AMC was one of our biggest trades last year. We were there before Wall Street Bets. Everybody else, how you doing? Who needs to get with the software? That's the other thing. Let me take a second and just keep getting more and more inquiries, which is good, about the software and how to get connected. Please go to harmonictrader.com and become a basic member. That's where you start and you access your software here, folks. This software is doing it for so many traders, and this was my dream. I can't explain it enough how much of a dream this software is. You know, way back in the late 90s, I was dreaming about this program, and we finally did the first version, Harmonic Analyzer, in 2000. But what we have now, with all of the tools, all of the patterns, is a dream. My trading, look, I've always been able to make money in the markets, and I've done well. But I have never done so well as I have in the last several years with the latest and greatest harmonic pattern software, the only harmonic pattern software. So go there. If you want to get more information, again, go to the store and just click on the software, and that'll take you to the website harmonicpatterncollection.com. All right, got that out of the way. Absolutely. Let's get back to USO. Here's USO. Now, this is a big event for USO, crude oil, everything. We're at potentially a pause point right here off this type 1 reaction, massive pattern, where we do have HSI setting up on the weekly in a target 1, target 2 zone. All right, on a type 1 reaction. It's still type 1 because this crab pattern all the way down here, that was the first time we hit. And that's weekly. That's amazing. And you spent the better part of, I don't know, 5-6 months until you finally got out. And now, what can we expect? Well, if we're going to take this out, if crude oil is going to continue higher, which I think it will, we're going to blow this out. And we go to 86.74 on USO until we get another HSI signal. Let's look at our indicators and let's look at one or two of the things why energy, crude oil, they are showing us a lot of strength, not only on the individual price action, but in our indicator readings. I'm going to bring up HSI here. There you go. So take a look. HSI has triggered up here our corresponding weekly amplified reading. Right there. That's a complex structure, folks. That's a very, very good sign. A really good sign for trend continuation. Because we know that M formation in the overbought is only going to give us a corrective move, a sideways, kind of maybe come down to the 50 type of deal, and then you're going to go back up and another run. That's a really good sign with where we are, and we haven't rolled over. So what you want to look for, just let that grind sideways. USO 75 upwards to 80, but once we then break this out and go above 88, this thing is gone. And I would look for HSI to come down a little bit. Maybe we get oversold. It's going to take, I think it's going to take a few more weeks to resolve what happened on that big 886 test on the spot price. But whatever this next pullback is, it's going to be a major launch. It's where we go from 100 to 150 or 180. So be aware of that. A lot going on. A lot going on. Spot price of crude, again, still coming off this all-time 886. It's a pause. That's all it is. There's your pause. There's the 886 off of the all-time high. And it was 125. I mean, that's amazing. And I said this a while ago. What I think is happening, if we're going to connect dots and try to find some kind of M formation, maybe what this is you come down for some kind of C point and then explode, where the whole thing becomes a massive deep crab that goes to, and this is going to take years. It's going to take 2 years, maybe 3 years. But on the weekly or monthly is probably even better. You do an all-time 1618 extension. That's what we should be thinking about. We'll know in the next few weeks, again, how deep is this little correction. And then believe me, we get above, again, 125. That's the 886 all-time. That's a BAM breakout with the crab pattern. So keep in mind where we are. This is kind of like Bitcoin. Everyone's freaking about Bitcoin, man. Bitcoin looks better and better every day. Dogecoin. Folks, Doge, I have started to accumulate more and more Doge. And I'll go to that in a minute. I want to look at the major markets. But again, I'm buying crypto. I'm buying Doge. I'm buying Ren. I'm buying other things. I'm looking for these pullbacks. All right. And then the markets, look, things are crazy. Interest rates got inverted last week. Everyone is scared. Okay. But we do have major patterns. We have major considerations that explains why the markets are doing what they're doing at the moment. Let's go to, before NASDAQ, let's go to S&P 500. This has been ideal harmonic pattern framework to a T. Check it out. Remember this? How many times have we done that? Type 1 reaction, come back, hop level, right at the low. I tweeted bear market bounce. I said bear bounce. Literally, when we hit 41.10, go check my Twitter feed. I said bear bounce. Is it a bear bounce or is this a continuation rally? I said yesterday we want to look for this trend line. It should be continuing. It's a type 2, so target 2 is 47.40. There's target 1, but we already hit target 1. Now we're looking for an HSI in this area. Okay, keep an eye on it. This is what HSI looks like. No bearish HSI at the moment. The last one was here at target 1. We seem to just be doing a pause. There was no reaction. There was no response off of that test there. How do you handle it? You look for the next one. And in fact, it looks like we might come down a little bit and register a bullish reading in a few days. You do that, that'll be another continuation. So recall that the type 2 reversal takes a lot more time. It could take 3 times as long as the reaction. Easy way to think about that. We're looking for confirmation. Someone's asking, how do we look at confirmation? Can we see a demonstration of how to confirm a harmonic pattern using HPC? There's lots of videos on the page that go through step by step. And we've been kind of laying it out where we identify, is it a reaction? Is it a reversal? Do you have some kind of check back mechanism? Meaning, here's where harmonic strength index really confirms in the zone. So that kind of adds, you lay that additional line there of where that happens. That helps to reinforce the whole pattern structure. All right, on the daily time frame, when we're looking at, say, now here's one that we did recently, Zoom video. This one bounced, stabilizing. It's a weekly chart, but we walked through this yesterday. Again, why is that not? Oh, I know why. Let's go to the TradingView program. I do want to mention something about that HSI. The HSI is going to get fixed. We fixed it here for harmonic pattern collection for TradingView, and here on your weekly, beautiful bat pattern on Zoom. And let's blow this up. So here's the way we look for confirmation. Okay, pattern completes. How do we define that? We look for the terminal bar. Let me blow that up. You can't really see it because it's overlaying with a lot of stuff, but looks like this. So there's your terminal bar. Okay, that's the first place where we start to look, but we're usually looking to the right of that bar. So where does the confirmation occur from terminal bar to the right? We use primarily harmonic strength index, which is there and comes out of the zone 3 bars later. That's why we mentioned this last week before, and this is quite early in the development. Anything under 122 is good, and your confirmation came in around 95 bucks. Basically, look at that between 100 and 122. It will take time. That could take, it could take 8, 12 more weeks. But at least you're seeing stuff like HSI is out. Oh, sorry, get that back here. And amplified. That's the other thing we want to see. That's coming out. It's a good spot. You might get a little micro check back. I talked about that yesterday in the major stocks and crypto. Look for that little pullback in these zones where they dance around for 5, 8, 10 bars. Usually 3 to 5, but you can go 8. And in that zone, you're going to do consolidation where you're kind of shaking out the final downtrend, and then you're getting ready to turn around. Let me bring up something that I had talked about a while ago, which is popped hard, which is Twitter. I was going to get 1,000 shares on this. I only got 300, and I'll show you why. I got into this way back down around 40. No, my first level was about, and this is a long-term swing trade. So my first entry was around, I think, 50 or 48. And then I added at 42. I think I added one more at 30, at 39 or something, and was holding it. And I said I was holding that. I didn't add any more because it looked ugly. And now it has blown up. But it's a type 1 on the crab. So I'm going to watch this. Okay. Your confirmation on this one, you could have taken a shot here at 43 because you had HSI right there. That's a beautiful spot. But tell me what happens 30 bars later. There you go. And then your 30 bars right there. No progress. That could be a scratch. And then finally, we got to the right of this CD leg downtrend, which is another, I've talked about this before, where you take your CD leg. If you're going into the zone, you want to see that CD leg get violated. So when that happened and we stabilized, much better development to the right of that downtrend. So absolutely nice one. Let's see what this does. Is it more than a reaction? HSI has not triggered yet, and Amplified is breaking out. So this is a strong move. Look, Amplified is way up here. It's going to take us days before we roll over and you correct this big move. So, hey, I would not be surprised to see this go as high as 60 bucks on this move, and then we get a check back. We get some kind of retracement down. So let's look at these. Zoom, Twitter, really nice, surprising. And here's another one, Walmart. We've talked about Walmart, and now Walmart is really about to bust out. We've been looking around that 137 level. We're trading 152. This is where the market is starting to show itself, folks. And Walmart's trying to break out. Really above like 153, 155, like that on Walmart. That's a major continuation. Despite everything that's going on, folks, geopolitically and all the headline risk that you hear about, the charts are saying something different. Some of these charts that are pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to go higher, are telling you that these trends want to continue now. So probably more than a bear bounce, I got to say. Twitter coming off of a pattern like that and exploding is a great sign. I go to the monthly here on Twitter, you'll get an idea of where we're at. That's been the interesting thing on this latest correction, is we're seeing, and you go back to a lot of these stocks that have done an IPO in the last 5 to 10 years, a lot of them have formed major all-time patterns and done huge retracements, looking to at least, I think, get ready to go retest some highs. Maybe go back up for Twitter, go back to retest the all-time high at 75 or 80. Wouldn't surprise me. What if Elon buys another 10%? Then he has a controlling interest, and that changes the game. So let's keep an eye on it. One or two more that I wanted to bring up. There you go. It's here's Netflix. Okay, that was another one. Deep shark territory. Weekly charts, folks. That's a massive, massive, beautiful pattern. So here's another example. This is a long-term chart. but of a way we would look to confirm harmonic patterns is clearly we have a shark here. Your zone, basically 330 to 340. Then tell me what's going on down there. What do we have? Well, we do have HSI that links up with that oversold reading. Not to mention a nice W formation on amplified RSI has completed and is coming out right here. So look, you're trading 380 right now. I think anything, if you can get this on between 380 and 340, we are targeting 515. It's a reaction. But we do have a prior HSI. Came back, retested. Right there, came back, retested the zone. Just forming a really solid low where we could expect amplified RSI to pop up to the 50 level or more, then come back down. In that time, you do something like this. You come up for a type 1, then maybe come back down later this year. But HSI is showing us this thing's trying to move, and we're on the verge of getting above that 50 line. Let's keep an eye on stuff like this. These are major weekly patterns where we are so early in development, it can be difficult to see it. That was my point last week. Let's look at AMC, folks. Remember the bullish everything? AMC. Wasn't there a big type 2 something down here? We were back. Remember this pattern? Okay, this is where we started it. And go to my Twitter feed, folks. It was around January 3rd, 2021. I posted on Twitter bullish everything for AMC. And we had this Gartley. We had a couple other monster patterns. I mean, that was textbook. And it just exploded. That's the thing we want to look for. Some of those monster patterns we've talked about recently, things that are retesting like that. Yeah, they're huge. Huge. But AMC now, let's go to the 4-hour because I think this is moving enough on that time frame where it's probably the place to be looking at it. Oh, it's there you go. You just had this extended crab. Clearly 33.20 is your overhead resistance. I would be looking for this thing to be squeezed between this hop level. I think you'll come back and retest it. And that target 1 level up at 33. No bullish pattern at the moment. It's been fairly impulsive. It's a trader. This is not a hodler. I don't care what Wall Street bets say. These guys can hold this all day long. There's too many trades there not to be patient with something like this. And just where's HSI? HSI amplified. They all peaked out last week on that huge run. So this needs to come back more. I would suspect under 20 bucks. That's it's kind of like GME. Here's your other stock for those people. And just GME was, check out what GME was weekly or monthly, all the way down there. Where'd they go? Where's that? I think it was daily. And GME doesn't do it for me either, because it's super impulsive move. Here was GME. This is why I want to be looking for companies that are on the verge of bankruptcy that go from, say, 50, 80 to $3 and give us massive patterns like this. Or I'm pretty sure weekly or monthly there was some things. Yeah, okay. You had that deep crab at 971 from way back in 2001. It does go like that. It can happen. That was a super extended type 2. But I think anything there is impulsive, and you probably come back and retest. I mean, This last move was just a 1618 impulse. That's it. Come back down to a 50 or 618, like 125. Something like that. There's a lot better markets. A lot better markets. Let's jump over really quick. Check back into the crypto update. And Bitcoin. What are you doing? Bitcoin, I think, is on the launch pad. Look at that monthly chart, monthly candle. Can we get above 48,000? Because that's where the acceleration really begins. You get above 48,000, you take out these prior 3-bar highs on everything. It looks like this. Like that. 47.5 really is the exact number. I'll say a close. Above that, above 48,000 should clinch it. And then you make the run back to the 886. That's all there is. There's, two possibilities. Here where we are, and then doink, and go to the 886.65. It's just early. It's a situation where you're getting the first couple of reactive thrusts, okay? But it's going to take more time, more consolidation to really give us the breakout. And what we're looking for is the 1-bar breakout on Bitcoin this month, April. We should not even, in my opinion, we shouldn't even take out the prior last month's open. Basically, I'm looking for 43,000 to hold, 44,000 to hold now, here, maybe go sideways and build and then go. But the longer it holds, the better it is. So I'm fine with this. It's a pause. We know it's why it's a pause. I talked about that yesterday. It's a pause up against basically some short-term, extremely short-term 1618s. 1902 is like this. That was a 1902, a 1618 that was busted. You come up, you hit your 1902. Now what? You get a 382 yet? Not even. 382 is 44,000 or so. Let's watch. Because this looks like it wants to go sideways. Clear definition of harmonic pause, where it hits your numbers and you get a nominal sideways kind of pullback move. But tell me where we are 30 bars later. We're not far off from that trigger point. And if anything, okay, this is going sideways with zero follow through, where eventually we're going to get another trigger to the upside. And then you go again. No problem. I don't have a problem with that. I think everyone needs to fall back on the notion of stair-stepping, thrust up, pull back, take 30 bars, whatever your time frame is, if it's daily or 4 hour. Do a 30, 60 bar thrust and then chill for 30 bars. Maybe a little bit more. Then do another 30, 60 bar thrust. Think about it like that. Really critical. But, hey, it's in a great spot. And the fact that you're holding that low, you held that low, and we're trying to make another low on the 4-hour time frame, it doesn't take long for us then to set up yet another connecting the dots, X, A, B, C, D. Yeah, B point's at a 786, so 127 minimum. I think 49.50, 49,000, 50,000. It's a big psychological point, but we'll know what happens above 48,000. The way it breaks above 48,000 will tell you a great deal of how quickly we will make a run to all-time new highs. Keep an eye on it. It's just a pause. So, yeah, let me do Ethereum really quick, and I'll go into my Doge. And I think I'm going to get go up to a million Doge. I'll tell you right now, everybody, I'm holding 300,000 Doge at the moment. I started buying last week. I added more this morning. Thing keeps rocking. Ethereum, 3470. Holding, holding, holding. That's what you want to see. Remember the daily time frame for Ethereum. Again, target 1 is 3713. We are just pausing because of this harmonic strength index arrow. That's what that is. It relates to this trigger, that indicator there. And recall, I said this last week. I do remember saying that look for, in the strongest of possibilities, for amplified to run back up into the extreme zone. And it did that. So if this thing keeps holding its head and then we trigger back up, that's when Ethereum does the next leg. Ethereum's in a good spot, folks. Not really too concerned about it. Hasn't finished the reaction yet. It should keep going. All right, let me show you Doge. I talked about Doge last week. I'll share it with everybody. I made $1 million in Doge last year. Doge alone. Before that Doge millionaire made his million, I made $1 million in Doge. That's the truth. It's so funny how it happened. I don't care anymore. Okay? The thing is that Doge is just a speculation vehicle. Funny money, crypto. People are going to flood back into this puppy. We are sitting at the completion, resolution of some major shark patterns, major corrections off the top. Like everything else, we are doing massive type 1 move up to target 1, 23 cents. I think I should show the Twitter thing. Let's go to the Twitter. I posted this on Twitter. Someone asked me, I think it was VJ or somebody asked me about Twitter. Not Twitter, sorry, about Doge about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, before the big move. And I said Doge will likely run to, where is it? Where are you going? Let me find that. Well, we got to talk about Solana. We'll talk about Luna as well, because those are doing exactly what we want to do. And what we're looking for. Where's my Doge, folks? Let's see. Here it is. Get back there. I just had it. Here it is. So March 19, folks. This is the post. This is why you folks need to follow me on Twitter, because I do post stuff like this. And our good friend VJ, shout out to VJ, he had a question on a pattern for Doge and saying that he thought it could go to 18 and then back down and then rip to 48 like a type 1, type 2. And I basically said all crypto is about time, not price. Doge might need months to hit target 1, but I think 18 cents before 9, currently 12. That's where I started buying. And I've been buying. And I will keep buying Doge. Here's the chart. It's a massive, beautiful type 2 crab that on that chart for Binance feed, 21 cents. The other one was 20 something cents. I think 21 to 26 cents for Doge. From here is where we're going. Beyond that, with Elon doing not only his Twitter thing, but you know Elon's going to do something with Doge. And he's going to get Twitter. He'll probably buy another 10% of Twitter, get a controlling 20% stake, and then he'll probably integrate Doge. That's just some thoughts off the top of my head, but look, we don't need to really know why. We just need to have a pattern. We need to understand that it's triggered, which it did with both of these HSI signals on the daily. You know, now trading 16.4 cents, where this thing still goes up, to 21 cents. It's another 25% gain. I like it. And look, this is another reason why I've been talking about this, so critical that these key markets do what they do. Luna, Luna, Luna. Luna, go. Go, Luna. You want Luna to go to 165. We talked about why, but it's a leader. It's one of the new top tier cryptos. As I've been saying, the other Bitcoin's great. I love Bitcoin. Don't get me wrong. Bitcoin should be for crypto saving, and everyone should have just a little Bitcoin. If you can get, a couple $1,000 of Bitcoin, do it. Hold it. That's safer. But I've been all about the speculation in the altcoins off of major patterns like that. And that's a beauty. And that's telling us, with such a strong pattern response at its back, breaking out to new highs without a lot of difficulty, that's a great allocation sign for crypto. That makes me want to continue to go back into things like Mana, which are setting up. Something's going to happen with the... I really think you're going to have some announcements. We've been a long time without major announcements. Yes, Bitcoin conference is here in Miami this week. You'll get some noise, and maybe, who knows, maybe after El Salvador, maybe like French Guiana will take Bitcoin as a reserve currency. I don't know. But what I do know are the patterns are working when you've got them on long time frames and they well-established levels like we have in Sandbox here, Sand USD, with your clear XA at 277, doing an extended type 2 longer consolidation. This is the spot. And I said this is what we want to look for. A nice type 1, come back, complete. And again, remember what I said. These type 2s can take 2-3 times as long as the type 1 reaction. That's what this looks like, 3 times as long. I'm still gunning for 622. Keep that focus. Keep that mindset. Understand these are major signals, major daily patterns across the board in so many of these crypto markets that a lot of them have done the 1-2. Here's Ren, LRC, they're all doing it. Massive bullish pattern generated off the top in this corrective wave. We go, and this is what we drew yesterday. Okay, we're in a type 1 reaction. Goes to target 1. Really good. If we get more beyond that, it should explode. But for now, I'm just going to go to target 1, and let's see what happens. But that in itself is still 40% higher from current levels, almost 50% higher. This stuff is there. It's low-hanging fruit. It's, really what you want to see with a lot of these kind of setups. Here's another one, Zcash. But go in the 4-hour time frame, you've got one other thing. So if you've got your software, folks, and you're looking for opportunities, one thing you want to pay particular attention to are the back-to-back pattern situations, especially when you have something like this. We got a few. This Zcash has been really nice. You had a bullish pattern down here. Okay. Then you did a bearish bat that gave you a reaction, then back up. So hold right there and then come back down. Yes, SHIB and all those other ones have other big patterns that absolutely are setting up. And then Zcash is there right now where you're coming off of that low level where I'm looking at 164, right where it is here. We should get that move back up to 198, right off of just this bat pattern consolidating in that zone. That's like the new one I want to leave everybody for today. We'll come back on Thursday, see how that does. But that's a beautiful pattern setup on a reaction getting ready to go again because look, we have 1, 2. Type 1, bang. Now we're down at type 2, ready to go. That's what we want to look for on going into Thursday. So we'll be back on Thursday, folks. I'm going to wrap up with that. Until then, have a great one. As always, go get them, and I will see you Thursday around 11:30. Take care. Go get them.